If you are a Christian gardener and you aren't growing using a no-till garden method currently, I want to challenge you to start this year. Make some beds now and get ready to try them out during the fall. And here's why. These thoughts were coming to me this morning while I was cleaning out my calendula bed. Ponder with me these 3 examples from the Bible before I tell you why I think you need to be growing no-till, no-dig. First, there's Noah. I don't think anyone would argue that God performed some amazing miracles to preserve life when the worldwide flood happened. But what God did not do, the miracles that he did not perform, 1, he did not provide the food miraculously. Noah had to collect it, and he had to store it in his ark. And number 2, he did not remove his children from the experience of going through the storm. He did not levitate their bodies up above the clouds and just have them hover there until the storm was over. They had to go through the storm, and Noah had to build an ark. So, God did not perform those miracles. Noah had to do what was in his power, and then God performed his part, which were the things Noah couldn't do. If you're thinking about Jesus and the disciples and the times when he fed large crowds, many thousands of people, with what came in one person's lunch, just some loaves and some fishes, that was a miracle. He multiplied food when there was no way for people to get food for themselves. But what he didn't do was have the food miraculously show up in each person's hands. He didn't just make their stomachs feel full all of a sudden so that they could make it home without being hungry. The disciples had to bring what they had available to Christ, and then he blessed it and gave it back to them, and then they used that to go out and do the work that they were supposed to do. And the 3rd Bible story that came to mind was about Daniel and the 3 Hebrew boys. Now, when they were captive, when they were captured by the Babylonian army and being marched off to Babylon, they were not scared. We can assume they weren't scared because they knew what was going to be happening. They had read Jeremiah's prophecies. They knew that because of Israel's rebellion, they were going to go into captivity with Babylon. So considering those 3 minor principles, that God does not do what we are able to do for ourselves, that we are to bring to him what we have and then he blesses it, and we do not have to go forward into troublesome times with fear because he has told us ahead of time what will happen. As a Christian, we can read in the book of Revelation that those who are going to be obeying the Creator God at the end of time will be under a no-buy, no-sell rule from the powers that are going to be in charge. So that we know is a fact. And if you're a Seventh-day Adventist, you have known that in our church writings for well over 100 years now, the message has been coming from God: get out of the cities, grow your own food. Get out into removed places, grow your own food. So we believe that through his prophet, he's been giving us this warning for a while because of what is coming ahead. And I don't think that there are many Christians nowadays that would disagree that being in the country and growing your own food is a pretty good idea. There's probably even non-Christians that would agree with that. Now, if you're taking the warning seriously about growing your own food, and you believe that you will be alive during a time when you will not be allowed to buy and sell, and every earthly support will be cut off, how are you going to be growing food and using your tractor and your tiller when you cannot buy gasoline or diesel? I realize there's a lot of things we're not going to be able to buy. Life's going to be very inconvenient. but the basics of survival, food, water, shelter. Have you thought about that in a time when you can't buy and sell? We don't know how long that time period will be. 1 season, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, we don't know. But what we do know is that Satan is going to be doing everything he can to remove the people of God from the face of the earth. It's going to be uncomfortable. We're going to be hungry. But God actually told us ahead of time, get in the country and grow your own food. He knows that's what we're going to need. We need to be alive to be his witnesses. He needs his first fruits to show not just the world, but the whole universe. This is what it looks like when people fully surrender their hearts to me. This is what I'm able to do with them. It will be safe to bring humans back to heaven. I guarantee they will not bring sin with them. So, back to the gardening. I would like to encourage you, if you are still gardening 100% with a tiller or a tractor, please look up different styles of no-till, no-dig gardening, different types of raised beds. There's lots of different ways. Charles Dowding does it without any walls on his beds. Learn how to grow. There's a learning curve. You need to learn the different methods. Start now with your fall garden if you're in an area where you can grow another crop in the fall. At least be ready next spring to start growing stuff and learning how to successfully bring produce from the soil without having to till the soil. This is my encouragement to you. Take it or leave it. Some of us aren't even gardeners. Some of you may not even be gardeners. So I'm not really speaking to you, but I am speaking to my friends that are growing food with an eye towards Christ and believe that he is coming soon. I hope this message finds you in good health and good spirits. And remember, we do not have to have a spirit of fear. The Lord walks before us. He knows the end from the beginning, and he is with his children every moment of every day. And when you know where you're going, and when you know what's going to happen along the path as you're going there, both those things you should know if you're a Christian, then you can live each day joyfully.